Ever wondered why some people always get what they want, while others always end up with the short end of the stick? It's all in the negotiation, my friends. Have you ever seen a toddler successfully negotiate their way out of bedtime, or a dog convince its owner for an extra treat? That's the art of negotiation at work, and it's not just for toddlers and dogs. Every day we're all playing this game, whether we realize it or not. Now let's talk about a book that takes this game to a whole new level. Never Split the Difference is a riveting read penned by Chris Voss, a former FBI hostage negotiator. Yes, you heard that right. This guy has negotiated with terrorists, kidnappers, and all sorts of people you wouldn't want to meet in a dark alley. And now, he's sharing his wisdom with us, the mere mortals who quiver at the thought of negotiating a pay raise or haggling over the price of an old lamp at a garage sale. Imagine if life were a dance and negotiation is the rhythm that keeps you moving. Some of us are doing the cha-cha while others are stuck in a clumsy hokey-pokey. But don't worry, there's hope for all of us yet. This book is like a personal dance instructor, guiding us step by step until we're twirling like pros on the dance floor of life. Or if sports are more your thing, think of negotiation as a competitive game. It's like tennis. You're on one side of the court, your opponent on the other. The ball of conversation bounces back and forth. Sometimes you serve, sometimes you return. The key to winning? Knowing when to hit hard, when to lob, and when to just let the ball go out of bounds. But how, you ask? How can I learn these moves or master the game? Well, that's where Never Split the Difference comes in. It's your playbook, your dance guide, your secret weapon. It's going to teach you how to negotiate like a pro, turning what was once a dread-inducing task into an exciting challenge. So, strap in and get ready to become a negotiation master, all without leaving your comfortable couch. Picture this, an FBI agent, a hostage, and a ticking clock. Sounds like an action movie, right? Well, it's just another day at the office for Chris Voss. Imagine being in Chris Voss's shoes. You're dealing with hardened criminals, international terrorists, and emotionally charged situations. You're literally negotiating for people's lives. Talk about pressure, huh? But here's the thing, Chris Voss didn't just survive in this high-stakes world, he flourished. And he did it by mastering the art of negotiation. Let's dive into the first chapter of the book, where Voss shares his experiences as an FBI negotiator. You might think that Voss's strategy was all about power, intimidation, or being the toughest guy in the room, right? Well, you'd be wrong. It turns out his secret weapon was something much simpler and yet incredibly powerful: empathy. Now don't fall off your chair laughing. I know what you're thinking. Empathy? Really? That's the secret weapon of an FBI negotiator? But stick with me here. Voss found that by truly understanding the other person's perspective, he could find common ground and work towards a solution that everyone could live with. Quite literally in his case. Humor aside, the intensity of these situations is unimaginable for most of us. Yet Voss's approach was all about staying calm, being patient, and listening. Yes, you heard it right, listening. Not just hearing the words, but really understanding what the other person is saying and feeling. So how did he do it? Well, he used a technique called mirroring. This is where you repeat the last 3 words or the critical 1 to 3 words of what someone has just said. It's a way of showing the other person that you're engaged, and you're trying to understand their point of view. It's a powerful tool that can be used in any negotiation situation, whether you're dealing with a hostage taker or trying to get a better deal on your car insurance. And no, you don't need a gun or a badge to use these techniques, just a little bit of wit, a dash of courage, and a whole lot of listening. Forget about your gut feeling or intuition. Negotiation is not some mystical art, it's a science, and we've got the formula. Let's dive into the middle chapters of the book, Never Split the Difference, where the author, Chris Voss, a former international hostage negotiator for the FBI, breaks down the science behind effective negotiation. First off, let's talk about mirroring. No, this isn't about checking your reflection before a big negotiation. It's a technique where you repeat the last 3 words or the critical 1 to 3 words of what someone has just said. It's like saying to the person, "I'm here, I'm listening," without actually saying it. Imagine trying to convince your dog not to chew your favorite pair of shoes. You say, "Rex, don't chew the shoes." And Rex responds with a thoughtful, "Chew the shoes?" Well, maybe it wouldn't work on a dog, but you get the idea. Next up, we have labeling. This is when you validate someone's emotions by acknowledging them. It's not about slapping a price tag on them, but about saying, "I see that you're frustrated," or "It seems like you're worried." It's like when your spouse is upset because you forgot to take out the trash. Again, you could say, "It seems like you're upset because the trash is still here." Just remember to duck if they throw something at you. And then, there are open-ended questions. These are your secret weapon in any negotiation. They're the questions that can't be answered with a simple yes or no. They're the, "What makes you say that?" or "How can we solve this?" kind of questions. It's like asking your stubborn toddler, "How can we make broccoli fun?" instead of, "Do you want to eat your broccoli?" Spoiler alert, they still might not eat the broccoli. So the next time you're trying to convince your boss for a raise or your kids to eat their vegetables, remember, it's all in the science. We're often scared of the word no, but what if we told you that no is actually your best friend in a negotiation? Now you might be thinking, wait, isn't no the dreaded word we're all trying to avoid in a negotiation? Well, that's where you're wrong. The later chapters of the book, Never Split the Difference, shed light on the power of this simple two-letter word. Imagine for a moment that you're a child again. You want to stay up past your bedtime to watch your favorite show. Your parents say no. You're devastated, right? But then, you ask again, this time with a promise to finish your homework earlier the next day. And voila, they say yes. What just happened there? You use the power of their no to your advantage by negotiating your way into a yes. The same principle applies in the grown-up world of negotiation. When someone says no to you, they're not shutting the door on your face. They're just closing one path and unknowingly opening up others. It's your job to find those paths. Think of no as a Swiss Army knife in your negotiation toolbox. It's versatile, handy, and can be used in a multitude of situations. It can be a pause button, giving you time to rethink your strategy. It can be a request for more information, prompting the other party to clarify their stance. Or it can be a boundary setter, helping you maintain your limits. But remember, the power of no is not about being stubborn or confrontational. It's about taking control of the situation and steering the conversation in a direction that benefits you. It's about transforming that initial no into an eventual yes. So the next time you're in a negotiation and you hear that dreaded word, don't crumble. Instead, give a little chuckle and remember what you learned today. That no is not a rejection. It's an invitation to a deeper conversation. A chance to flex your negotiation muscles and turn the situation around. So, don't be afraid of the no. Embrace it, use it, and watch as the tables turn in your favor. You've made it this far, so we guess you're serious about this negotiation business. Well, it's time for the masterclass. We're going to take a quick, witty look back at the key strategies we've discussed. First up, we dove into the art of negotiation, and boy, it's not just about haggling at the marketplace. It's a critical life skill that can turn the tide in your favor, whether you're buying a car or trying to put your toddler to bed. Remember, it's not about playing hardball, it's about playing smartball. Then, we peeked into the FBI's secret weapon. It's not a fancy gadget or a stealthy move, it's the power of empathy. Yes, folks, understanding the other person's perspective is your secret weapon. It's about getting into their shoes even if they're a size too small. Next, we debunked a common myth. Negotiation isn't an art, it's a science. It's not about painting a pretty picture, it's about following a formula. And that formula involves active listening, emotional intelligence, and the right kind of questions. And who can forget the power of no? It's not a blockade, it's a detour, it's not a rejection, it's an opportunity for redirection. The word no isn't the end of the conversation, it's the beginning of a deeper understanding. Now, as we wrap up this masterclass, let's not forget that these strategies aren't about outsmarting the other person. They're about creating a win-win situation where both parties feel heard, understood, and satisfied. So remember, negotiation isn't a battle to be won, it's a dance to be enjoyed. And most importantly, don't forget to bring your humor to the table. A good laugh can melt barriers and build bridges. So, keep it light, keep it right, and keep it tight. Remember, negotiation is not about winning or losing. It's about understanding, compromising, and making sure everyone walks away happy. So go out there and negotiate like a pro. You've got this.